Yo, what's up guys? It's Wiggleblocks here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the new update in FISH FRIGHT 2. It's a super cool update, and it's honestly one of the biggest updates that's happened in Fish in a long time, and the game reached 1.2 million players, which was crazy. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the Headless Horseman, as you can see right here. He has a set of quests that you're going to have to complete. And if you do it, you're going to get this rod. The rod is only okay. It has this ability where it shoots pumpkins and it burns. It's not very good, but I would still complete it. The quest line's pretty easily. The hardest part is probably the 5,000 candy at the end, or the handle, which you have to get from the Witch's Cauldron, which I'll talk about later, or the Frightful Pumpkin, which you have to get the mutation Frightful on a jack-o'-lantern. And how you want to get the Frightful mutation is just pop a mutation totem, and then you want to praise. That's the best way to get it. Or you could get the Frightful enchant on your spooky rod and try to get it. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is the skeleton Nessie, also the goblin, and also the flying Dutchman. So first the Nessie. So how you're going to want to get in here is you're going to want to use your baby Nessie, and you have to open this area. Once you get down into the area, there's going to be a bunch of pedestals, and you're going to have to enter the skulls. These skulls are caught by the pawns that spawn in. There's red, blue, green, purple, and orange, I think. There's 5 of them in total. Here, I'll show you one right here. Green fright skull. This is what it looks like. And you're just going to want to do that. And then you have to fish in the pond, and then you can get the skeletal Nessie, which you can use to get a rod, but the rod isn't very good and it's really hard to get, so I don't recommend it, but just catching it for bestiary is important. The next thing is over here, the Flying Dutchman. This is honestly probably the most important part of the update right here, because it can come and it'll have 2 rods and also all these other things, like the Witch's Pot, which is a boat, the Lollipop, which is just a cosmetic thing, and the Silimask, which this is also really important because you need it for trick-or-treating, which I'll talk about later. But he can give you, he can spawn in with 2 rods that cost 25,000 and 10,000, and they're probably the best 2 rods in the new update. So you're going to want to make sure you get that money and you're able to buy it from him. And he comes in here in 2 other spawn locations, which is the front and also the pumpkin patch. So you're going to want to make sure you're looking out for him. All right, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the goblins right here. These are really important, and honestly, another one of the big things in the update. They're really important because they're the way you get witches ingredients, and they'll be at here, Mushroom Grove, and Forsaken Shore. Those are the 3 places: Moosewood, Mushroom Grove, and Forsaken Shore. And they'll give you different quests, and you'll have to go do them. And then you just come up to them, and you talk to them, and you press, I completed your quest, and he'll give you the witch's ingredient. And then next, I'll show you where you use these witches ingredients and what they're good for. Alright, so next I'm going to be talking about this person right here, Beatrix. She's really important. And how she works is you can talk to her. As you can see, she's going to say this. And you can ask her any of these things. What's going on? She'll tell you what basically this is about. And then how many ingredients to your next reward. This is what the important part is. See, for me, I have 10 because I've put a lot of ingredients in. And that's when I'll get my next objects. She can give a bunch of objects, spanning from boats to bobbers to titles to even a piece of the quest for the Headless Horseman. So you're going to want to make sure you're doing that. And I'll show you, I have some ingredients right now, and I have 5, so I need 5 more for my next, and I would just insert them into here, and she'll give you candy for sure. And then once you get to that number, it'll probably either be 2 or 5 for you if you just started. It'll give you an item, and it can be a bunch of different items, including this rod right here, which is the new rod in the game, which is really good. The spooky rod. It's really good for the new event, and if you're trying to get frightful mutation stuff or grind candy, it's really good because you can fish in there and you can get these new frightful crates, which I'll show you right here. I think I have some, or maybe I don't have any right now, but that's not that important. But yeah, they have these frightful crates, and they have a chance of giving you candy. So if you're going to macro with this rod and try to get those frightful crates, because you can get a lot of candy, and also that'll help you get the rest of the update done and get all that candy you need, because you need a lot. All right, so the next thing with this update that's super important is these NPCs right here. These NPCs, this one's called Lithy. She is the one that you're going to give the baby Nessie to, and she'll give you 1,000 candy. There's a bunch of these scattered all over the map. You can see there's one right there. There's some in the mansion up there. There's one over that way. There's a ton of them. And you're really going to need to use these and take advantage of them because it's the best way to get candy. You're going to want to do all of them. And yeah, because candy is hard to get. And the only way to really get it effectively is by doing all these quests. The next thing I'm going to talk about is trick-or-treating, and also this right here. This is the Scylla mask. You buy it for 1,500 at the Flying Dutchman. And what it does is it rolls this gotcha system, which here I'll show you right here. You're going to have to pull out your candy bucket to trick-or-treat, and you're going to go up. And it's going to say trick-or-treat. And someone's going to come out, and it's going to say either trick-or-treat. And if it says treat, you're going to get a fish, and you're also going to get candy. But if it says trick, then you won't get the fish. And you'll get less candy, or, well, maybe. You can't really ever tell. But this mask increases the chance to get treat by 20%. So you're really going to want to get this because when you're grinding for the baby Nessie for this and also to unlock the Nessie area, you're definitely going to want it because it'll give you a higher chance of getting treat. And it is a 1.2% chance to get the baby Nessie from this. And this is like basically the only way to get it. You can fish it, but it's really rare. So yeah, you're going to want to make sure you're doing this. And also these reset every 10 minutes. And there's about 10 houses you can go to. So make sure you're doing this, your goblins, and make sure you keep up with all that. And the update will be way easier. Thank you guys for watching the video. And if you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'm going to be giving away some stuff in the next video, which is going to be a baby Nessie. So if you want to win that, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I will pick one random person from the comments. So make sure you do that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.